What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another Outriders video. On today's quest, we are going to explore our very first Trickster build in Outriders without the full game even being available. But before we get into that, I want to give a special shout out to our community for our recent Outriders giveaway in which a lot of you participated in. It went so well, in fact, that I'm actually running a second giveaway just for you guys. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel and then follow the instructions in the description below for a chance to win. Thank you so much for doing so, and let's get started. Alright, so before we even continue, I want to put a disclaimer out there that this build is before launch, so it may need tweaked later on, but the idea and the goal behind it are what matters the most. Also, I'll be showing you the stats and skills chosen based on a third-party website I covered in a video before, and I will put that link in the description below, so if you click on it, my choices will be saved and you can either keep those for later or reset everything and create your own. Okay, so for starters, I am calling this the Twisted Chrono Assassin build, which will focus highly on deception, movement, weapon damage, and close range shotgun action. As you all may be aware, the Trickster is already a fan favorite, not only because of the anomaly powers, but also because of the movement the class offers, which is really what we're going to be focusing on here, rather than focusing on defense or anomaly power. Starting with the class tree, we have Arms Trick for a 15% boost in close range combat, followed by Bullet Storm, which speeds up reload time by 20%. Following this, we have Death Probability and another Arms Trick for 23% more damage, followed by Lead of Quietus, really don't know how to pronounce that either way. It's important for increasing armor piercing by 15% for 10 seconds after a movement skill is used, such as Hunt the Prey or Borrowed Time. Next, we have Shotgun Master, which not only increases shotgun damage by 15%, it also improves shotgun drop rating by 12%, which honestly is pretty amazing. I've never seen any type of buff like that in a game where it increases your drop loot rating for that specific weapon or that specific gear. Next, Equilibrium reduces our movement skill cooldown by 15%, and Deadly Shadow increases crit damage by 20%. Next is Disruptive Firepower, so when a deception skill is used, such as Slow Trap, weapon damage increases by 50% for 8 seconds. Now, Outrider Executioner also increases weapon damage by 50% when a movement skill is used for 8 seconds. So like many are already doing in the demo, you can use Hunt the Prey or Borrowed Time, and then once teleported, you can use Slow Trap, and this will activate both class skills, causing 100% weapon damage for the next 8 seconds. Moving on, another Arms Trick for a 15% increase in close range damage with your shotgun and Singularity to reduce deception skills cooldown by another 15%. Now, the reason that we're doing this is we want to make sure that we activate both a deception and a movement skill around the same time to stack those buffs before we disengage from combat. Unforeseen End will also increase weapon damage by 20% from behind, while another Arms Trick increases our close range damage. Death Probability increases weapon damage by 8% overall, and another Equilibrium decreases movement skills cooldown by another 15%. Also, Unforeseen End increases weapon damage by 20% from behind. It's important to note that if you're using Hunt the Prey and teleporting behind an enemy, you will indeed get that additional damage boost, which is important but also sort of causes an issue with this build later on, as I'll explain. Lastly, we have Oddity Summation, which increases your clip size by 50%, which hopefully means that you can carry 50% more ammo as well, because full auto shotguns will be key to this build. And as we know, if you're using a full auto shotgun, you can run out of ammo pretty quickly. Shotgun Adept adds even more damage to our shotgun by 12%, and Cold Calculation causes our weapon damage to increase by 8% for every enemy within close range, again focusing on that close proximity and movement action. So all together, based on our class tree, our crit damage is maxed, magazine size is up 50%, reload time is decreased by 20% and maxed. Also, our skill cooldown for deception and movement have been reduced dramatically as well. Weapon damage is up, but more importantly, our weapon damage boost for close range is maxed at 60%. Same with from behind at 40%, and then shotgun damage with an increase of 27%. Now, looking at the passes and the activation buffs, every close range kill heals you for 20% of your maximum health and grants 12% shield, which is very important to close range Trickster builds. Deception and movement skills each increase weapon damage by 50% for 8 seconds and can hopefully be stacked, so we use Hunt the the Prey and Slow Trap for a big damage buff. Now armor piercing is increased at the same time with that movement skill by 15% with our Hunt the Prey or Borrowed Time for harder enemies like elites or captains. And then for every enemy in close range, of course, your weapon damage will increase by 8%. So it will be good to get these kind of group enemies if you're running through a certain level all together and then use that slow trap and then get that boost in weapon damage from them being so close to you. Now here is the tricky part. For skills, I have chosen Borrowed Time for movement, Slow Trap for deception, and Twisted Rounds for damage. This entire build focuses on movement and deception skill buffs. However, Hunt the Prey is really good as well, and what most players are used to, and our cooldown for it is reduced a ton as well. It also puts you behind the enemy for that behind damage bonus. The only reason I don't have Hunt the Prey and Borrowed Time selected is because of the only legendary armor we know at the moment for the Trickster class, and that being the Chronosuit. Now the Chronosuit focuses highly on giving buffs from using Borrowed Time and Twisted Round skills, where Borrowed Time is used more as a getaway, applying defensive buffs when used. Twisted Rounds buffs increase damage and firepower, as well as replenish ammo, which is critical for running something like a full auto shotgun. Now, what I would recommend is to use Hunt the Prey instead of Borrowed Time until you get the Chronosuit Armor, as that's really the only reason we have it selected for now. Hopefully other legendary armor sets will focus on Hunt the Prey instead of Borrowed Time. Now, without making this video drag on, I will put a link to a website you can visit to see the actual buffs you get from not only the Chronosuit, but other legendary armor sets that we know of as well. So there you have it, a badass chromatic time-bending shotgun assassin build for the Trickster class. I'm honestly very excited to try it out and make tweaks where appropriate, but for now, this is all we have to work with. Now, if you found this build insightful, be sure to subscribe, as I have plenty more in the works prior to the game's full launch, as well as when we reach endgame, and you don't want to miss out on those important builds for each class. Let me know what you guys think about the build in the comments below, and don't forget to enter our giveaway for a free copy of Outriders with instructions in the description below as well. My name is Silverbakk, thank you so much for watching, and our quest is complete. Peace.